Hi, everyone. Again, my name is Peter Schofield. I'm with Atmosphere TV. It's great to be with you today. I'm here today to talk about one of the more powerful tools in our marketing toolkit, video specifically. And specific within that, how we should integrate video into our content strategy, how it positively impacts consumer engagement, how it sparks conversation, and in context with you all, how it drives customer acquisition and retention. So, quick show of hands, how many folks in the audience watched a video earlier today? How about within the last 24 hours? Is anyone watching a video right now instead of listening to me? Would anyone rather be watching a video right now, listening to me? Video is the language of modern communication. It's a part of who we are. It educates us, it entertains us, and it informs us. It makes us laugh, and it makes us cry. Let's get started. Is anyone familiar with this graphic here? There'll be prizes for people who engage and answer questions. Is this a Jackson Pollock piece of art, perhaps? This is Evan Shapiro's media map. It captures the entire media, tech, and entertainment system on a single slide. It shows how content, distribution, ad sales have all merged under these massive media giants. It provides seemingly unlimited options for marketers, more choices than ever before. Let's take a closer look. Evan describes this as the attention economy. It reveals consolidation, competition, and disruption in this massive universe. Things you all have to deal with, we all have to deal with. But it isn't just a map, it's a compass. It shows us where audiences are, where revenue is moving, and how brands should invest. Simply, it's who owns the audience and who controls access to that audience. The real value of these, I think, is that it creates good discussion. I really enjoyed the presentations earlier today because I think it just is a good contest of ideas and it's a healthy engagement. Perhaps the most notable shift within that media universe is within linear television, legacy TV, if you will. Long-form programming once owned our attention of consumers. Additionally, it owned the lion's share of marketers' budgets. However, in 2024, for the first time ever, total digital video ad spend surpassed that of linear television. Younger audiences are showing a clear preference for short-form video entertainment, and brands are reacting accordingly. This chart illustrates the fragmentation of the television universe. Do any of these statistics stand out to anybody? Any of these surprise you? Anyone? Yeah, I think the idea, what it illustrates is that pay television, traditional TV, is still leading, but losing share. And you have YouTube. What struck me most was YouTube becoming a TV giant, and Netflix holding steady, and fast TV rising. It's clear to many that the future of TV is a mix of subscription and free ad-supported models. It isn't to say that legacy television doesn't have value. Is anyone currently here investing in traditional legacy TV at the moment? One person. Are you satisfied with the results? Classic. But we recognize that as marketers, you all have strained budgets with higher expectations than ever to perform. You need to navigate inflated costs, fewer viewers, lack of engagement, prohibitive cost of entry. I know I'm not painting a pretty picture. And as one of my mentors would often say to me, Peter, you're simply admiring the problem. So let's talk about something that's growing. This is the digital ad spend in the United States for financial services. In 2022, it was $28 billion. By the year 2027, it's projected to be $46 billion, specifically the United States for financial services. Now, I think what's most noteworthy is that close to 40% of that share will be committed to digital, video. That's a massive statistic. 40% of digital spend in financial services in the United States in the digital media mix will be committed to video. So, the media options we have, according to the map, are ubiquitous. And marketing investment trends for financial services are clear. So it's easy. However, I will say that in my experience, I work with businesses outside of financial services. You all, and I'm not saying this for your benefit because you're in the audience, the challenges you face are really unique. They're more difficult than others recognize. Within all of the challenges that you have in terms of acquisition for customers, you have things like a financial literacy gap. Consumers find financial products overwhelming and confusing. Often financial language for ordinary folks lacks clarity. There's also a trust deficit. Financial institutions are battling skepticism. I'm not telling you anything you all don't know. Consumers are wondering, are you acting in my best interest? And then additionally, you have shifting consumer behavior. Audience expect a digital-first, personalized experience in the formats that they prefer. Any other challenges here that I'm not recognizing that you want to share? Make you feel better? Come on, talk about it. Talk about how hard your job is. Tiny budgets. Right. Anything else? That's a big one. Unrealistic expectations from who? Yeah, the management and board and investors. Ugh. Anything else I'm missing up here? Yes. Marketing checking accounts can be exciting. Yes. Compliance, they're always fun. Those folks, I recognize like getting to compliance just to respond and move quickly at the speed of the marketplace is not easy to do. Anybody else? Proving ROI, that's a big one, for sure. Yes? Right. Very true, right. Finding the right audience, targeted. Anybody else? All right, thank you. There's also this. I was going to try to go through this without talking about AI, but cyber crime and cyber criminals are a big problem that you all face as well. All right, so is CTV the solution to our problems? How many folks are investing currently in a streaming platform? Show of hands. All right, are we satisfied with the results? Are you feeling good about your decision? Don't know. Anybody else, streaming platforms? Want to share you have success with it? Yes, we do. All right. Talk to that gentleman right there. Anyone else? Yes. You're right. All right. I love that you said you love it. That's awesome. Yes. Right. Is anyone else having problems measuring return? A lot of pressure on you all? For sure. Yeah. And the trends are clear. Over 45% of internet users globally, worldwide, are engaged in a subscription-based platform. So where you are investing or potentially investing seems to be in the right path. And CTV is typically less expensive, and the targeting is better, the features are better, there's more flexibility. So, problem solved for you all. Directionally, CTV, yes, but as you pointed out, execution can be difficult simply because you have so many choices to make. And I understand as well that when data is siloed, it doesn't allow you to make necessarily informed decisions on your marketing mix. Often also, you have limited ad supply. And I want you to know I'm usually a blue sky guy. I don't mean to point out these negative things. Limited ad supply, rising CPMs, creative cost, and most importantly, as an analytics guy, lack of standardized metrics. Other questions are, do you go with ad-supported or ad-free? Or do you go with a DSP or buy direct? Lots of questions you have to think about. So what if we considered pairing CTV, which seemingly has a lot of advantages and can make us successful, with the massive reach and innovation that's tied with the flexibility of the digital out-of-home market? It's a $3 billion market in the United States, digital out-of-home. It's about 33% of the entire out-of-home market. It offers intelligence, interactivity, and impact. TV screens and screens in high-attention environments don't just boost awareness. They drive those business results that we are aspiring toward. They can drive foot traffic, web traffic, brand lift, incremental sales, incremental ROAS, real business objectives. How does this happen? Think situational alignment. Melody spoke earlier in the day about her donut campaign. I really want to talk to her because I was thinking about contextual precision in real-world moments. Brands can target specific zip codes, venues, days of the week, times of day, all based on audience data detailing dwell time, the right audience profiles, and foot traffic. In addition to campaign KPIs, we also want to learn about the audience we engaged. In other words, what were the results for the people that we actually introduced our messaging to? So pulling that information and that data is critical for insights that are happening during the campaign. This is not your father's digital out-of-home. You can get household income data, gender, ethnicity, marital status, home ownership. I know to you all, debt-to-income ratio is often an important component. These insights were previously out of reach for traditional digital out-of-home. So, as I mentioned before, I'm an analytics guy, but I want to pivot here to creative. Creative and content is absolutely still king, and it's measurable. The best practice for digital out-of-home is not to recycle long-form content that was built for television. These people are not on their couch. While we see messaging without audio as an opportunity, not an obstacle. So with that, we can bring a combination of all things that are great. The most effective brands build campaigns around sight, speed, and simplicity, and can be native to their environment. This is a good example of something we did with Starbucks. In the digital out-of-home market, sound is optional, but clarity is not. Videos should be short, visual, contextual, and impactful. A full funnel storytelling, which has been a theme of the conversations we've been having today. We're not dismissing the importance of the low funnel tactics that you all wrestle with all the time, but we are seeing diminishing returns in that arena. In finance, we need to build familiarity, emotional connection, and trust, which expands your pool of customers. These are examples of content that are built for a video-first environment. There are so many different options to explore. Interactivity, API interface, L-frames, animation, motion graphics. It's really unlimited. The innovation is extraordinary. This is a really important example that I wanted to share. This shows the innovation that is connected in terms of real-time moments with an API feed. Video can be native to the local environment. It's aligning with messaging with people not only where they are and what they're doing, but as Melody pointed out earlier, why they're doing it. In real time, where they live, where they work, and where they play. Capitalizing on cultural moments in real-time strategy. If I can touch on this one example quickly, this was great because it was a human interest story around people that were running a marathon supported by a financial institution and an API feed tied into where they were on the race and against their fundraising feeds, their fundraising goals. Human interest story with technology targeted to a specific area for a concentrated period of time. Pretty great, if I do say so. Someone described to me digital out of home as where attention lives, moving at the speed of culture. We see this as full funnel conversion impact. Brands are engaging and tapping into TVs and screens that have been overlooked, undervalued, and underutilized. Think precision targeting at scale while overlaying, to your point earlier, lifestyle and behavioral signals. Digital out of home has never been smarter or more creative. We also believe that branding and performance marketing don't have to have separate objectives. They don't have to have different goals. Video out of home is performance-based. I'll say that again. Video out of home is performance-based, so that accountability that you're looking for, it's featured here. You can raise your expectations. It offers efficacy, transparency, and accountability. Efficacy, I mean verified exposure, audience insights, using partners like, if you're familiar with Precisely or Placer AI. Transparency, real-time reporting, screen-level verification, and especially brand safety. And accountability, delivering guarantees, post-campaign reporting beyond delivery. So, we also recognize that the demands on you that unification matters. Fragmented viewing and data silos put return on ad spend at risk. So, there's technology that delivers media planning, buying, strategy, and measurement all together. Here are a few examples of necessity and invention coming together. These are built for folks like you that are looking to deliver campaigns, measure them effectively, interpret results based on results realized, making informed decisions. Adam Grant wrote this book called Think Again. Anyone familiar with it? Let's go. Adam Grant fans? Anybody Adam Grant fan? All right. It's all about inherent benefits of challenging our existing beliefs, looking at our own biases, and being wary of our comfort zone. It's a confidence and a humility to consider a different way to do things. I think that's what we've been talking about earlier today and what we're talking about today, is considering doing things differently than what your comfort zone has allowed you to do, being open to new ideas. I'll close with this. Embracing video innovation isn't walking away from what's working. It's simply meeting consumer expectations head on. Presence in the right context creates trust, and trust leads to action. Thank you for your time. Yes.
How are you measuring traffic, like branch traffic? Is that where the case? Are you pinning them based on location and geo-targeting them?
Yes, there's a lot of technology available in which you can measure foot traffic and you can fence locations to get a sense of those folks who are moving in and out. So you would know dwell time and foot traffic and the profile of those folks.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Yes.
How do you determine how accurate that data is when you're talking about like that tracking piece where you're like, oh, this person, like 75% of this audience speaks English, when you're talking about people that are walking past a video ad?
It's the same standards of measurement that you would use with mobile IDs. So you're looking at lookalikes, percentages, and trends for sure. They're all based on percentages, but they are industry standards. But I will tell you, based on the accuracy that we get, tying back to what say a client would share with their profile or their sales data, and reconciling that against who they're targeting, that's where you can see that there's a fit. So yes, I would say it's entirely accurate. You can absolutely raise your expectations around that type of information. Anyone else?
Does Atmosphere have a graphic department that you would create the video for your clients? And then are you able to go hyper-local into, excuse me, some of the TV screens that you're showing in some businesses that are in, say, the 5 locations where my community bank is?
First, I want to say thank you for that question. That was not a plant. I do not know you. Your first question around creative resources, for sure. Yeah, you have to have those and offer those. We don't charge for those resources. And what the second part of your question was, I'm sorry?
I'm a community bank, we're hyper-local.
Yeah.
Do you have the availability or the capacity to come into that hyper-local area, say 6 suburb towns, and tell us where some of those monitors are that you can place ads? I saw a couple really good ones. That was, one was in a workout place, a gym.
Yes.
One was in another community area. It wasn't a restaurant, but it was something where people go. Do you do that?
Yes, it is targeted at the venue level, for sure. Yes, and the reason we help with the creative is because we recognize that often that's not built for an audio optional environment. They're just not factoring that in when they sort of hand to the creative. So we build in ideas that facilitate engagement, and we can evaluate through a lot of different testings in terms of which performs best. But yes, you can get down to the venue level and exposure at a venue level, and furthermore, make adjustments based on campaign performance mid-campaign as it's running. So once you can get a sense of who's viewing that, and then you can evaluate engagement with that particular creative, for sure, yes. At a venue level, at a neighborhood level, yes. Anyone else? Yes. And I'm sorry if I'm going over.
Oh, sorry, this can be super
That wasn't
fast.
me hurrying you up.
Okay, so kind of building off of her question, when you're saying venue specific, does that also include like corporate headquarters where these DOOH video screens exist?
Yes.
So like, let's say I'm targeting buyers specifically or influencers for accounts specifically within like one office in Kansas City for one broker, and the whole building is that broker.
That's a great idea. For sure, you can be featured on college campuses, you could be featured in apartment buildings, you could be featured in dentist's office, you could be featured. There are so many different businesses that are moving away from traditional TV, and they're embracing the recognition that short-form viral video is entertaining. Long-form programming in out-of-home doesn't match well. It wasn't built for it. So yes, down at the venue level, you can get a sense of, does this dental practice over here versus this urgent care versus this hospital versus a university or perhaps a sports bar or an airport, you name it. So yes.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you for the questions. I didn't want to get too pitchy. This was more of an idea of the universe. Anyone else? Oh, yeah, thank you. Thank you. Oh. Okay, I'm on time. All right, anything else? Any other questions? Cubs or Brewers? Where are we? Let's go. It's almost 4 o'clock. Tigers. Listen, I'm a Red Sox fan. Let's just all be clear that the Yankees can't win. Let's just get all behind that. There we go. Any other questions? We do a lot in sports, for sure. If I can talk about, we're talking with folks about, we partner with FIFA and we feature their content. We have over 30 channels of content that we feature, and sports is a big part of it. We work with a lot of sports properties. So yes, featured in arenas, but often we're driving ticket sales for folks because it's very specific in terms of if you place pixels on the right spot, you can fire those things and show intent, and then you can, if you have a partnership with like a Ticketmaster or a vendor like that, you can show that specific attribution. Not to use the attribution word, but yes, you can. Yes. Anyone else? Thank you for the friendly faces. I was a little nervous. You guys made me nice and comfortable up here. Thank you. All right, anybody else? All right, I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.